Hey everyone, Chris here from AV.technology. I'm here with Katie, Head of Product Development. I keep on forgetting your full title. Is that close enough, Katie?
Absolutely, yep.
Yep. That's like, no, that's not even close. But everybody knows Katie, and we're here in the Meyer Sound demo booth at InfoComm 25. And Katie, well, what's the messaging of this year? Feels like we've gone from sort of 40 odd years of analog, and then Meyer Sound leading the charge with Milan, and now you're opening up, I guess, your connections to an even greater slice of the market. Do you want to just talk about that?
Yeah, we're introducing Gen 1, which is a Galileo Extended Network, which will also work with AES-67. So what we really want to make sure that we're doing, especially in today's day and age, is giving all of our either people who are already users or potential users as many options as possible, right? We don't want to be a company that is saying it's our way or the highway. We want to make sure that our products are really accessible to different people and different places, right? Because everybody kind of has their tried and true ways of doing things, and we acknowledge that they might be different, but they work for people. So we, at this show especially, want to really step through analog and Milan and AES-67 and understanding that as many speakers as possible that we can get this into, you can use any of them. And if you like the sound of it, you can hopefully put it wherever you can use it, and they're just kind of tools in your toolkit that you could use to make whatever it is that you want.
So what's the sweet spot for AES-67 connecting into loudspeakers that have got the Gen 1 card? The card seems like a bad descriptor
module,
of this thing.
the module.
The module, exactly. So just to describe the Gen 1 product, just maybe talk to me about how it fits, how you might retrofit it even, and how and which projects would benefit most from this Gen 1 AES-67 combo.
Yeah, we think that especially a lot of install projects will really benefit for this. The first kind of post-Astria products that we're looking at right now are the X40, X42, and USW210P. And these speakers have been out for a little bit. They're really, really versatile. They have tons of rigging accessories, and they sound great. And they're powerful enough where you can use not that many of them in a room, in an install, be that at a theme park, in an escape room, kind of really anywhere where you can rig them. They're so versatile that we're hoping that the addition of something like Gen 1 will help more people adopt them, or say, hey, I was gonna get XYZ Meyer speakers, but we weren't able to because of the connection. We just really can't go through the building and retrofit the way that we're doing everything. But if you guys were able to come up with something that took AES-67, we're game, because these sound incredible. So we're really hoping that that gets kind of hits especially that install sweet spot where all of the infrastructure was there already, but they weren't necessarily ready to accept our speakers.
Gotcha. Gen 1 has DSP on board, and a generous amount of DSP at that. But I guess a lot of these bigger projects, they're always going to have something like a very, very powerful DSP sitting in a server room somewhere. Like, why would I be wanting to put the DSP load on my speaker rather than using the DSP that I've already paid for, I guess?
Honestly, because it's easier and it's more reliable, right? The whole idea with Gen 1, and a lot of this goes back to some of John Meyer's core philosophies, is that if you can make something that you take it out of the box, you plug it in, and you have a couple different, I mean, with this, really, it could be you plug 2 cables in and you could have analog Milan or AES-67. The simpler you're able to make it, the more reliable it's going to be. Every time you add a single connection point, right, and every cable is double-ended, anytime you add a single connection point or a single other cable, you are adding a potential point of failure. And so for us to be able to plug it in the same way that you would be able to plug in a speaker right now and have that extra DSP, it's going to make it easier, it's going to make it quicker, and it will be more reliable.
And I guess does it foreshadow like a sort of a John-inspired master plan of like some, more all-encompassing Meyer ecosystem where you might have a bunch of your software platforms sort of, becoming one and just being, I guess, more integrated.
All I will say with regards to that is we want to make sure that it's really, really easy to use our products. We understand that it can be really exhausting overall in the industry where you have to download this and then download that and have this tab and this tab and this tab open. And then you have to get a different type of computer because that only works on PCs and not Macs, right? Like this whole industry knows how exhausting that can be. And I think every step forward that we're taking, we are trying to get more towards a really cohesive, really simplified, easy to use ecosystem.
That's great. Thanks, Katie, for explaining that. I much appreciated. Have a great show.
Yeah, thank you.